Morning. I'm doing a couple of videos and I'm heading off to the beach. We had a really cool mentoring call this morning. I'm gonna get my fresh mango juice from here and then down to the beach, which is, can you see? There you go, it's the end of that road. So I'm like one street away. So this morning we had some really good questions and I thought I'd share some of them with you guys. We did the call from Rio to Britain via the joys of the internet. How cool is that? Right, the first one of my folks asked, in working out yield, they actually didn't get it quite right, using mortgage and expenses over house price to use an interest-only mortgage. And I was like, whoa, let's just take a step back. So yield, people do it in different ways. I do annual rent divided by purchase price. I do the kind of what you might call the dumbest yield, the simplest yields, the keep it simple Susie or keep it simple stupid yield. I'm not knocking it at all. For me, it's just, you want to compare. Yield is a thing that allows you to find out the yield that the asset is giving you, but also allows you to compare different properties. Because of course, you might have one property that feels or looks like it's highly profitable, but actually you've spent a huge amount more money on it, so it's producing less money compared to the amount of money or the cost of that the asset produced. So yield helps you be counterintuitive at time and compares properties with the same equation. So for me, it is the gross yield, which is annual rent divided by purchase price. Now, some people get fancy and that is really good and I would commend them. So they might do annual rent minus bills divided by purchase price plus all costs to get there. But me, I'll just keep it super simple, annual rent divided by purchase price. Then I can see what's a good yield and what's a poor yield. And typically I want you to have 10% yield and above. If not, try and figure out, can you increase the rent? Can you decrease the purchase price? Simple stuff, but it really keeps you on track. Then I wanted to talk through, and I did on the call, about the interest on the mortgage. So when I started, I didn't use this calculation at all, because I think this is probably like a little bit more for people a wee bit further into their journey and they're starting to assess, okay, I bought it, great, it's paying me rent. Now what happens, or now how do I improve myself as a property developer? So for me, I'm now looking at the cost of capital as a percentage of rent roll. So just to give you simple maths, let's assume you have a cost of capital, meaning interest, so it's private investors and any mortgages that you have. Cost of capital, say it's 20 grand, and let's just say that your monthly rent roll is 40 grand, just to keep life super simple. Then you do cost of capital divided by your rent roll as a percentage. So there, your cost of, look at all this, it's really cool seeing everybody walking by, isn't it? There, your cost of capital as a proportion of rent roll will be 50%. And naturally, you want to continue to push that proportion down and down and down, so that you are looking at, how do I increase my rents or how do I increase my cost of capital? Once you get to 50%, you're kind of rolling and keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And then the final one, I think everybody knows, is loan to value. So let's say you bought it for 100 and you have borrowings of 75 grand. Well, your loan to value is the loan divided by the value as a percentage. So that's 75 divided by 100, which is 75%. So those are three classic calculations that most property investors use. And it'd be really cool to hear what comments you have. And also, guys, any improvements on what I've suggested so that other people can benefit from your suggestions as well. See you soon. I'm off to the beach.